Good afternoon. How are you doing today? It's kind of raining out, so I'm hiding under a tree. I know we're always told not to go under trees, so I thought I would stand and talk a little bit and run if the rain starts coming down heavier than it is presently. The rains come. And there are a couple of stories I thought were interesting. If you follow the McCloskeys, you may remember that when there were demonstrations in town, these guys came out, he with an AR-15 and she with a handgun, to ward off the people that weren't attacking them in any way, didn't do anything. It was just their way of protesting, like, don't come near me. And so I guess it's a fear of persons of a different background or persuasion, or shall we say color. In other words, racists act this way. Luckily, nobody was shot. And these guys, however, went on to have to plead guilty. They were prosecuted. And then after that, showing the courage and the fortitude of their decision to take a plea, they asked the governor to pardon them, which he did. Isn't that amazing? But the story doesn't end there. The Supreme Court of the state decided that they should have their licenses suspended for a year. And then that was challenged. And so the Supreme Court changed it to probation. Then they took it to the Supreme Court. And even this conservative Supreme Court wouldn't help them out. So, in the category of guns, we also have the situation in which, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but McConaughey gave a speech saying he's a Texan and he's very embarrassed by all of this. And it's nice to have a star come out and say something, but the rest of his agenda doesn't jive with mine. And I suppose it's only because he wants to keep open the possibility of being a presumptive successor to Beto O'Rourke, whom I hope is going to become the next governor of Texas. And I love Senator Booker, and Booker was very much encouraged by the content of what McConaughey had to say. And I think McConaughey should stick to acting, which I've enjoyed very much over the years. And sometimes I hate to know what they actually believe, because then it ruins my enjoyment of their artistic performance. Um, Also lumped with McConaughey has been Murphy, the senator. And I don't know why anybody holds this guy up. He doesn't want to do anything that actually involves any kind of gun control. Listen to what he's saying. He wants the school to be safe. That's right. What do we want? Have steel walls and put the children in body armor and only have one door and have it be a killing field and give somebody a lesson on how to use a handgun and then have them face off at an AR-15 that surprises them and kills them? I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay, let's go back to Murphy. So what does Murphy want to do? He wants to have a secure school, and we're going to deal with mental health like that matters. And, it's not going to matter if we don't report it. And in the case in Virginia, the Virginia Tech case, which I really immersed myself in, and I wrote an article about it, the young man had been found by a special justice, that those who hear civil commitments, and I've held this position myself, so I know about it. And somehow or other, the information that he was considered a danger was never passed on to anyone. So he ran amok there. So these reporting things don't work. So what's the only thing that does work? Take away, as the president said, these assault weapons. Confiscate them. Yes, take them away from the people. Yeah, pay them for them. Whatever you want to do. But let's end this nonsense and let's reduce the magazines. And increasing the age that quote child can have a gun, they can get them from anybody, anywhere, anyhow. So going from 18 to 21 isn't going to change anything. If they survive the assault that they finally do, then we can say, oh yeah, you violated this provision as well. So that doesn't strike me as very good. We had the Proud Boys have finally uh, been charged with seditious conspiracy, and I think that's a step forward, except for the fact that if you read the indictment, remember, we have the Attorney General saying we're going to work up, right? We're going to work up from what? Investigating the Proud Boys to Trump, to the inner sanctum of craziness at the West Wing, and we're going to find something. Well, go through that indictment. You can find it online. It doesn't say a word about Trump. And who are these guys doing it for? For Trump. And where's the connection with Navarro or any of these guys to do what they did? And if they had it, they didn't put it in there. And so I've always thought that if you're going to make a case against Trump, if you're going to cut off the head of the snake, you have to go right to Navarro and all those people that are surrounding him, Rudy and those guys. Look at their phones, look at all those kinds of things. That's how you make the case. So I'm very excited that on June the 9th, a couple of days from now, we're going to have our first hearing, and I think it can be a real changer, because what it will do is give a systematic description of what really happened here. And I think that's what happened after Mueller, who, stopped dead of doing everything he could, but he did say, this affects elections. That's what's going on here. And he was right about that, and that was significant, and that's why he had some effect. I think that the June 9th hearing, the first one that we're having by the January 6th committee, I think it could be terrific, and I think we have the people who can do it. And I think we'll be very pleased to see how Cheney articulates it against Trump. And I hope Raskin and Schiff and my former boss Lofgren will all be there as well doing that. And I think it's really great that McCarthy was stupid enough not to put anybody on the committee of the crazies, his crazies. That is like no Jacket Jordan. So these are a few of my thoughts on this rainy day out here, and I'm glad you could join me. Holly is doing better. She ascended to our second floor today, strong enough and safe enough to do that. And so you measure her progress by steps, really. I think that the steps she takes, she's not allowed to lift certain weights. When we drive in a car, she has to sit in the back, because if I should get in an accident, we don't want the bag exploding and pushing up against her chest, and that's why she has to be careful what she lifts. So I'm sorry I'm not walking today. I may walk later if the rain subsides, but for now, I am signing off. Nice to visit with you. Be well. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.